Hello, hope you are enjoying my lectures. Today I am going to spread some light on the basic difference between Harrod model and Solow model of economic growth. Some of my students have asked me to spread some light on the basic difference, what is and the fundamental difference between the Harrod growth model and the Solow growth model. So I try to spread some light on this issue, and there are some points between the Harrod model and the Solow model on which we can make the difference between the two. Solow model is an extension of the 1946 Harrod-Dummer model, and Solow model is a new classical model. And there are some basic differences, and those are: one is the factor prices are constant in the Harrod model of economic growth, but on the contrary, the factor prices are flexible in the Solow model of economic growth. In the Harrod model, factor prices are constant. To make the capital output ratio constant, it was assumed that factor prices are constant in the Harrod model. In a competitive economy, in a competitive market, factor prices, that is the real interest rate and the real wage rate. I hope you have a clear idea what are the factor prices here. Factor prices, factors are capital and labor, and labor are paid real wage rate, and capital is paid real interest rate. So real interest rate and the real wage rate are constant in the Harrod model, because the factors are paid in the competitive market according to their marginal productivity. And marginal productivity, if the capital labor ratio, is constant, then it is possible to get a fixed factor price level, a fixed factor price, that is the real interest rate and fixed real wage rate. Okay, so the rate of increase in capital should be equal to the rate of increase in labor, so that the capital labor ratio is constant. But in the Harrod model, but in the Solow model of economic growth, the capital labor ratio is not constant. And as a result of this, factor prices, real rate of interest, and the real wage rate are not constant, they are flexible. Okay, now I am erasing this marking, otherwise I will not be able to move to my next slide. Okay, so now next point is the capital output ratio. In the Harrod model, capital output ratio is constant, but in the Solow model of economic growth, it is not constant. Okay, how it is? Okay, look, in the Harrod model of economic growth is S by nu. It is the Harrod model of economic growth. Here S is the marginal propensity to save, and nu is the capital output ratio. This capital output ratio is constant in the Harrod model of economic growth. And but this capital output ratio is not constant. It alters. It alters in the Solow model of economic growth. In the Solow model of this is the basic difference. And this capital to ratio alters in a way. Suppose that I have mentioned that the capital lever ratio is changing in the Solow model, and on the basis of that, real rate of interest or the real OS rate changes. And as the real rate of interest changes, the capital output ratio changes. Capital output ratio changes. And if there is a there is an increase in the there is an increase in the suppose there is an increase in the real rate of interest. Suppose there is an increase in the real rate of interest, then the money stock will fall. And as a result of that, capital lever ratio will fall, and capital lever ratio will fall, and as a result of that, capital output ratio will fall. Okay, and then this is the capital output ratio. This will fall, and as a result of this, warranty rate of growth will increase. So this is the way. And if the real rate of interest falls, the opposite will happen. Okay. Now this is the fundamental basic difference between the Harrod model and the Solow model of economic growth. That the capital output ratio is constant in the Harrod model, but in the Solow model it is flexible. Okay. Now I am erasing all this marking. Okay. In the next slide, investment function is independent in the Harrod model of economic growth. Investment function is independent in the Harrod model of economic growth, but in the Solow model of economic growth, investment function is defined as a change in the capital stock. In the Harrod model, investment I equal to marginal propensity to save multiplied by the change in the capital, change in the output, change in the output. So it is independent. So it is investment function is independent. But in the Solow model of economic growth, investment is equal to dk by dt. Okay, dk by dt. So dk by dt, what does it mean? It means the change in the capital stock. It means the change in the capital stock. So investment is nothing but the change in the capital stock in the Harrod model. It is not the independent function. So it is not the independent function. So in the Harrod model, investment is the independent function, but in the Solow model of economic growth, it is not the independent function. It depends upon the change in the capital stock. Now in my next slide, there is a conflict between the warranted rate of growth and the natural rate of growth. There is a conflict between the warranted rate of growth and the natural rate of growth in the Harrod model, but there is no conflict between the warranted rate of growth and the natural rate of growth in the Solow model of economic growth. Look, in the Harrod model of economic growth, the economy can sustain at a particular rate of warranted rate of growth when the warranted rate of growth is equal to the natural rate of growth, or it is less than the natural rate of growth. If it is equal to the natural rate of growth, then economy is growing at a full employment rate or at a constant rate of unemployment. But when it is less than the natural rate of growth in the Harrod model, there was warranted rate of growth, GW is less than natural rate of growth, GN. Okay, natural rate of growth. Then what will happen? Warranted rate of the economy can grow. It's can have a sustained rate of warranted rate of growth, but at a increasing unemployment rate. And this increasing unemployment rate cannot be removed by increasing the aggregate demand or aggregate demand as prescribed by the Keynes. Here the Keynesian fiscal policy or monetary policy are not applicable. Okay, so here is the only way to remove this unemployment by increasing the savings rate. This savings rate should be increased in the short run to get the equilibrium between the to remove the unemployment rate. But when GW is greater than GN, that is the natural rate of unemployment, then entrepreneurs will not find incentive to invest further because there is a lack of demand and they are reducing their production. And here the Keynesian understanding or Keynesian prescription is applicable. And here if the aggregate demand is increased, then this type of unemployment here can be removed. Okay, this is the Harrod models of economic growth, where the warranted rate of growth and natural rate of growth has a conflict. Okay, has a conflict. But in the Solow model of economic growth, if you have a closer look, then you find that after solving all the equations in the Solow model, the Solow find the warranted rate of growth that is adjusted to the natural rate of growth. And this adjustment comes through the changes in the real rate of interest or the real wage rate. Changes in the real wage rate. Suppose somehow GW, according to Solow model, GW is greater than GN. Okay, in the Solow model. So what happens? Rate of interest in such situation, rate of interest will fall. Real rate of interest will fall. And as the real rate of interest falls, the capital stock will increase. Suppose capital stock will increase, and the capital lever ratio will increase. And as a result of this, the capital output ratio, will increase. That means mu will increase. Mu is nothing but the capital output ratio. It is known to us. Mu is nothing but the capital output ratio. So it will increase. So what will happen? The warranted rate of growth here, this will decline. Sorry, it will. What I have said that mu will, if capital output ratio increases, so it will increase. Okay, mu will increase. So this part of the warranted rate of growth will increase. So warranted rate of growth will fall, and it will fall up to the point where the natural rate of growth is equal to the warranted rate of growth. So in the Solow model of economic growth, there is no conflict between the natural rate of growth and warranted rate of growth. But we have found there is a conflict between the natural rate of growth and warranted rate of growth. Okay. Now I am erasing all this marking. Otherwise, I will not be able to move to the next slide. In the Harrod model, or in the Harrod model, savings are a constant proportion of the real income in the economy. And this is a simplifying assumption that is consistent with the permanent income hypothesis. Okay. In the Harrod model, savings is a constant proportion of real income. And it is also found in the Solow model. In the Harrod model, savings is equal to small s y. This is the output. Okay, this is the output. So a fixed portion, constant portion of real income is the real income. A fixed portion or constant portion of real income is the saving in the Harrod model. And this function is also applicable in the Solow model of economic growth. But you should remember that the S by L equal to small s by y by L is applicable in the Solow model of economic growth. This is the basic difference between the two savings functions. Okay. Here total savings is represented. Here savings per head. Here savings per head. Okay. So here savings per head, real output per head. This is the basic difference. So what we have found? We have found that in the Harrod model, the capital output ratio is constant. It does not alter. It does not alter. If the economy shifts from the growth path, if the economy shifts from, suppose this is a growth path, and economy shifts from this, it will deviate it. It will deviate it further from this path. Okay, according to the Harrod model of economic growth. But according to the Solow model of economic growth, by changing the capital output ratio, if the growth rate of economy deviates from the particular growth path, it will come again to that particular path. So what we have concluded, the basic or fundamental difference between the two models is the capital output ratio, the feature of the capital output ratio. In the Harrod model, the capital output ratio is constant, but in the Solow model of economic growth, it alters. Okay, so I hope you have a clear idea over the difference between the Harrod model of economic growth and Solow model of economic growth. And for today, that is enough, and I end here. And thank you for watching and enjoying my lecture.